Good morning. Welcome to JM Audio Productions up in Nambour. Today, Jonathan and I are going to run you through a few processes that we've come up with for our recent project, which was Affinity Aeon Rising. It was a collaborative project with a group of students from Griffith University, and yeah, we look forward to showing you how we've created the work. First, let's give you a bit of taste of what we've come up with, and then we'll walk you through the processes. Okay, so that was our collaborative track that Jonathan and I sort of made together. So now we're going to just walk you through the process and how we used Pro Tools to create the track.
Alright, so let's close that down. And here we have our Pro Tools session. And this is for the adventure map, isn't it? Yep.
Yeah.
And it's called the Hunter. Now, I'll just talk about what software we're using. Obviously, you can see here we're using Pro Tools. But what we also use is a program called Vienna Ensemble Pro Server.
Yes.
Now, this is pretty cool. So it actually acts like a server and stores all your different synthesizers and virtual instruments inside here, and Pro Tools then accesses this server to get its sounds. What it's good for is that Pro Tools can use its CPU to focus on just playing back the tracks and doing its job in that way, and Vienna Ensemble Pro will use its CPU power to just manage the actual samples and audio material. So if we just bring up one of
it looks like.
Yeah, one of the instances here. So we've got choirs, Rob Papin synthesizers, and the VSL, the Vienna Ensemble orchestra sounds. So first of all, we'll bring up in this screen here is the choirs, and I'm using East-West, what's it called? The symphonic choirs, and we're just using a male choir. Gives that really dark, ominous tone to it. Now, in the Rob Papin synthesizers on this screen here, we're using predominantly the Predator synthesizer, which is really cool. Mostly specializing in trancey sounds, but it also does like hip hop, classic synths, ambience, drum and bass, dubstep, gives a trance, all sorts of stuff. So really cool. So we just got a few instances of that open up, and a couple of Blue 2, which is another Rob Papin synthesizer. And in our final instance, we have the Vienna Instruments Pro, and we have the Dimension violins. And if you see here, that is 8 players in one instance there, and there's another 8 players, so you basically have a whole string section. So we've got violins here, there's violas and cellos.
It's
and
a viola.
What did I say?
Viola. Viola?
Viola. Oh. Alright. And faces.
Sorry, guys.
Alright. So let's move them back over here. Out of the way of our main screen. And so in Pro Tools, it's routed in a certain way. So for our drum and percussion track, we're going to use Native Instruments Battery 4, and I've just put that in as a virtual instrument is in its own
really
track.
Nice electronic drum kit.
Yeah, which is over here, and that's not being run through the Vienna Ensemble Pro.
No.
It's just running in Pro Tools. But here you got Rob Pappen synthesizers, the choirs and the strings, those three different instances within Vienna Ensemble. If you're in the inserts, you actually put it in as an insert as the Vienna Ensemble. Now that there connects to the server. Now, where do you go from here? So here I've inserted MIDI tracks. Now these MIDI tracks will connect to this virtual instrument track. So you can have virtually hundreds of tracks potentially. So if you can see here with the synthesizers, we have, say, 6 different synthesizers in there.
Can they see that?
Yeah, they can see that on the screen. It is.
Dual screen?
I think it's recording dual screen.
Dual screen.
Otherwise, this is a waste of time. But so in here, you see Predator. One is Vienna Ensemble Pro plugin number 1, channel 1, and in this track here, we've got it's routed as the Vienna Ensemble second instance, channel 1 and channel 2. Yeah, that's not right.
It's supposed to be channel 1.
Maybe
Awkward.
maybe I just mucked around a bit here. Pretty sure it's right. So anyway, let's just check and make sure that it is routed correctly. I'm sure it is.
Always a good idea, guys. Tip number 1: check your ins and outs.
Okay, now Pro Tools has decided to say not responding. Just give it a second to catch up. Technical faults. Gotta love them. Come on.
I guess we could talk about why we chose the instruments.
I'll let you do that.
Well, I guess we ran through the different drum kits for a little while until we found one that sort of met the aesthetic that we were going for. So what happened was Jonathan and I have completely different composing styles. I'm very ambiotic, melodic, piano-based, very minimalistic, and on the other end of the scale we have Jonathan, who loves to go nuts with orchestral scores and all kinds of crazy things. So although the music that we had created so far rudely interrupted me, this is what we've come up with so far.
At least Pro Tools is working again.
At least it's working again. So we had to create something that met in the middle, which is what this Hunter track was. So I think if we're ready...
Yeah, so this is just the first session where we started out with. I'll just switch back over
And this
here.
is just the drums that we
so
started off with.
Exactly. So this, like we said, we're using the Native Instruments Battery 4, and the actual kit we're using is called the TerraCore kit. There you go, TerraCore. So yeah, pretty scary sounding. And we'll just play a little bit for you. I was just playing around with this drum kit, and it's very simple start to the track. But I just think it's just got a really ambient, that bell sound, and the big crashing.
Very dark.
Very dark, yeah. And we wanted that this type of tempo because we want it to be like a dark, sinister, like you're hunting a prey, you know,
Exactly.
stalking someone down. So.
And at the same time, if they needed it, we could increase the intensity of the music as well. So that allowed us a little bit of give and take with that.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the drum kit. There's a few little fills in places, but essentially it's a pretty minimalistic type drum track. But I think it really works well. And that's just the first session. When we open up our next session, we'll go into what we did next, recording, I think, the bass line.
Yeah, the bass line. So stay tuned.
Okay, see ya.